Hello everyone, how's it going? Big LT here. Welcome back to another Let's Open TCG video. It's been a while. Anyway, Pokemon cards, only 2 packs. I have a story about those. So, I was going to another town for a doctor's appointment. Went into Target and they had a bunch of Pokemon cards, packs, so to speak. But the limit was only 2 per customer, so I was only allowed to get 2. If it was up to me, I'd get at least maybe 3 or 4. But I get the limit, scalpers being an issue and everything. I totally understand why there's a limit of 2 per customer. So, but anyway, been a while, and $5 instead of the card shop on Main Street that's like $10. But they have their reason too, I guess. But I think it also has to do with well, it's the market, but I think it's also to counter the scalpers from, but they also got a limit on that too. To make sure there's no slits or something to go for. Nope. Look at that. Oh, that's Johto Bird. I don't care what anybody says about Lugia. Well, okay, I like Lugia, but my favorite is Ho-Oh. I like Gold version. I like Heart Gold version. I also like Crystal version. But I did grow up with Silver version only because that was what was given to me at the time. And then when the Johto games came out, or the Johto remakes on the DS, I mainly played a lot of Heart Gold over the Soul Silver. Come on. There we go. I was going to do this with Essa Parker, but she's taken some time away, so to speak, a lot more time away. Things haven't been working out so well for us for recording, and she's having troubles with stuff in her life and everything, so I totally get it. You know what? I have a code. If you guys want it, there you go. Alright, first up we got is Marnie's Scrafty. Or Scraggy, sorry, Scraggy. Then we got a Mudbray. We got Breloom. I like Shroomish and Breloom. I think they're really good Pokemon. Next up we got is Snover. Kind of sucks this thing's 4 times weak to fire. Otherwise, I think it would be very useful. We got Arvin's Sandwich, which heals 30 damage from your active Pokemon. If that Pokemon is an Arvin Pokemon, heal 100 damage from it instead. Ooh, not bad. Alright, next up we got is Team Rocket's Arbok. And let's see what the ability does. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent can't play any Pokemon that has an ability from their hand, except for Team Rocket's Pokemon. Alright then. Next up we got is Team Rocket's Porygon Z. Ability, you must discard 2 cards from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw a card. Okay, discard 2 cards to draw 1 card. Interesting. Team Rocket's Blipbug. I don't think Team Rocket's ever used a Blipbug, because that's a Galar Pokemon. Misty's Magikarp. She did have a Gyarados in the anime, so this makes sense to have that. Oh my god, I hardly ever get these things. I hardly ever get these. A full art. Ethan's Adventure. That's awesome. I very rarely get full arts of any kind. So the fact that I picked this out was dang impressive. Search your deck for up to 3 of any combination of Ethan's Pokemon and basic Fire Energy cards. Reveal them and put them into your hand and shuffle your deck. Okay then. And our energy is a Darkness Energy. Alright. Second pack. Last one. Because again, I only had a limit of 2 to get. Oh, man. I don't know how else to open these things but to go for the little crease that's on the top. Also, it helps me like open these things up cleanly. You know, from the top. I don't rip them or anything because I can't rip these things without risking ripping or getting at the cards. All right, code for you guys. If you first come, first serve. There you go. All right, first card, Nose Pass. Then we got Team Rocket's Raticate. Actually, what was the, I didn't see, oh, it's just a bunch of Team Rocket. It's actually the executives. Or no, it's 2 executives and 2 grunts from Heart Gold and Silver. I had to look at that for a second because I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, Aracuda. I got to use an Aracuda and Barraskewda sometime on a team. Arvin's Mischief, because he had my boss shift in Scarlet and Violet. If you don't know that, I mean, the game's been out for a good 3-4 years by now, I think. Teal Mask Ogerpon. I love Ogerpon. I think it's one of the coolest mythicals that we've recently got. We'll see what Gen 10 brings us. And just so you guys are aware, I'm aware of those Gen 10 leaks. I have not heard anything about them. I mean, I haven't watched anything about them. I don't want to know. I don't want to know anything about them. I think it's just fair to say, like, I'm not taking anything as confirmation unless it comes straight from Nintendo or Pokemon themselves. I'm just going to say that right now. Team Rocket's Hypno. Makes sense. I think they would use a Hypno. Remember I said Ho-Oh was one of my favorite Pokemon from Johto? Well, Sacred Ash. Yes, the held item that it has upon capturing it. It always has this item. Shuffle up to 5 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. That's all it does. Which makes sense because if you have a team of 6, 5 of them are KO'd, and you have 1 left and you have the Sacred Ash, use the Sacred Ash to revive all your Pokemon in your party at once. So that makes sense that 5 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. That means the game would almost be over. Why would you want to do that? I guess if there was like something that says discard cards from your hand into your deck or to the discard pile, maybe makes sense. Team Rocket Zubat. And we got a Team Rocket's Meowth. It's just Giovanni. Makes sense because he had a Persian. Arvin's Greedent. Yeah, Let's see what the ability does. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may put up to 2 Arvin Sandwich cards from your discard pile into your hand. Interesting. And the last card is a basic Darkness Energy. Well, out of all that, I am happy I got a full art. Let's take a look at that again. Let's look at that again. Also, I realized we pulled 2 Darkness Energy cards, so we didn't get anything but Darkness Energies. But that is the pull of the day, I think. This is probably the big pull of the day. I'll have to show that to my friend. He might like that. Alright, that'll do it for me. Thank you so much for watching this TCG video. I'm Big LT, and I'll see you guys next time. You have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.